everybody. It's Wellness Wednesday. We made it to another Wellness Wednesday, and I have an exciting presentation for you today about blue zones. Have you heard of them? If so, drop it in the comments. What do you know? What have you heard? Today, we're going to be discovering blue zones. These are my notes that I'm going to be reading from today. We're going to be talking about this really great book, The Blue Zones Kitchen by Dan Buettner, okay? And we're going to discuss today the set of characteristics that have produced the world's longest lived people, okay? Exciting. So, who am I, all right? I'm Tiffany, also known as Chef Ty. I'm a personal chef, I'm a wellness chef, and I'm the founder here at Holistic Chefs, okay? And I'm really passionate about helping you build healthy habits through movement, nutrition, and education, okay? So every Wednesday, we have a Wellness Wednesday, educating you on different topics around wellness, okay? Now, usually, starting these healthy habits and being a healthy person starts in the kitchen, right? That means we need to get your weight on target. I love to help you build those habits and get that weight on target. So if you'd like to lose 10 to 15 pounds in the next 30 days and build a plan around your wellness, go ahead, visit me at holisticchefs.com and book a complimentary phone consultation with me so that we can get you going, we can start this wellness plan, and so that you could potentially live a long, healthy life, and that's what we're gonna discuss today. Okay, so let's get into it. Where are the blue zones? Does anybody know? Does anybody know? The blue zones are, we actually have one here in the United States, in Loma Linda, California. This is spearheaded by a religious group called Seventh-day Adventist, okay? This group is predominantly plant-based, and a woman by the name of Ellen White, okay, wrote a book called Counsels on Food and Diet. And in this book, she goes through the Bible to create a Bible-inspired dietary plan, which, as I've insinuated, is a plant-based vegetarian way of living, okay? In Loma Linda, there's a large community of Seventh-day Adventists there who eat this predominantly vegetarian diet, and this is why they live long, okay? The second is in the Nicoya Peninsula of Costa Rica. That's on the Pacific side of the country. Third, we have the Mediterranean. Now, I'm sure a lot of you have heard that Mediterranean-based diets are some of the healthiest in the world, right? It's no surprise that 2 Mediterranean countries made the list. The first, Sardinia, Italy, and the second is in Greece in a city called Icaria, okay? Lastly is actually in Asia, and it is a place, an island called Okinawa. So those are the 5 blue zones listed in the book, and the study of these 5 places is where this research comes from. So, where did this name like blue zones even come from? Well, in 2004, National Geographic, which we all know and love, right? And the National Institute on Aging, as well as the author of the book, Dan Buettner, Gianni Press, and Mikkel Poulin, who are experts, doctors, and people who know what they're talking about when it comes to health and wellness, okay? They identified the places around the world on a map, and they started to draw in blue ink just a circle around these places. And that's where the name blue zones comes from. So we're really passionate about building healthy habits here at Holistic Chef. So the first thing I want to do is I want to talk about the 10 habits that the blue zone peoples have in common, okay? The first one is they move naturally every 20 minutes, okay? There's no sedentary lifestyles here, okay? Every 20 minutes, no matter what, there's movement happening, walking, cooking, going somewhere, doing something every 20 minutes. Number 2, they do a lot more walking and a lot less driving, okay? That kind of correlates to number 1. So they walk to the grocery store, they walk to their church, they walk to these places within short distance, and this keeps them young, right? Number 3, they don't usually have mechanical conveniences. What do I mean by that? We're specifically talking about kitchen appliances. So there's no juicer. There's no fancy Nama juicer in there making juice. No offense, Nama, we love you. There's no blender. There's no this or that, right? They are making these juices from hand, grinding flour from hand. Everything is done by hand, okay? Number 4, they grow a garden. They have a garden where they have their fresh produce, where they go to consistently, usually every day, to pick the things that they're going to eat for the day. This also keeps them moving because they have to tend to the garden. Number 5, they have more face-to-face conversations. Okay? No cell phone, no texting, no social media. If they have something to say to somebody, they're going to talk to them face to face. Number 6, this kind of relates to what we just said, face-to-face combo. They have more community. This one is paramount to a healthy life. It's not just about exercise. It's not just about what you eat, but it's about your community, how you interact with others. So these people are invested in their community. They are consistently going to town festivals, right? Community activities, church. They meet together at the local cafe, have conversations, have a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and they have interactions within their community. Number 7, they have a larger sense of purpose in their life. This actually has a specific words in some of the blue zones. In Okinawa, the word ikigai means sense of purpose, and this is something that they live by. In Costa Rica, they call it a plan de vida, which is Spanish, translates to plan of life, okay? They have a sense of purpose in their life, why they're here, what they're doing, and why they want to do it. Number 8, which kind of correlates to number 7, is their lives have meaning and a sense of responsibility, okay? So, sense of purpose, they have meaning in their lives, they feel like they're doing something that's worth something, they're contributing to their community, they have a sense of responsibility for those in their family and for the next generation. Number 9, and what we love here, they eat a plant-based diet, okay? It's plant-based, 90 to 100% plant-based foods, fruits, vegetables, tubers, nuts, beans, and whole grains, which are easily accessible and inexpensive. So they eat well, plant-based foods. Number 10, there's also community around eating. And I decided to make this its own number because it's not just about, getting together like in number 6 or number 5. It's not just about getting together and having a conversation. There's community around the way that you eat, right? And I would call this environment, plant-based environment, right? So it's not only you and your family who are eating well. It's you, your family, your neighbor, your pastor, your teacher, everyone around you. right? And then you have community around that in sharing recipes, in sharing techniques, and that builds a sense of belonging, in my opinion. Because one of the number one things that I've noticed in eating healthy is when you're around other people that are not eating healthy, that influences you. In the same way, when you're around people who love to eat healthy and enjoy eating healthy food, that also influences you. So, positive plant-based environment, number 10. Those are the 10 blue zone habits. Those things they all have in common. Now, we're gonna talk about the 12 keys. So you go ahead, get your pen, get your paper. This is the meat, right? The 12 keys to live to be 100, okay? When they did this research, that's what they were looking for. People who were living to 100 or more or close to it. What were they eating? What were their daily habits? How did they live? Okay, so I'm gonna give you the 12 keys from reading this book that will help you live to be 100. Number one, ensure that your diet is 90 to 100% plant-based with a focus on greens, beans, sweet potatoes, whole grains, fruits, fresh and dry, and nuts. Okay? Number 2, eat 2 ounces or less of meat about 5 times per month. In this study, the people that lived the longest were vegans or pesco vegetarians, I fall in that group, who ate a small amount of fish occasionally. This is very popular in the Mediterranean, right? So, and number 3, to follow on that, okay, the type of fish matters. The type of fish matters. These people are not eating large fish, tuna and grouper and salmon. No. These people are eating small fish, sardines, herring, mackerel, anchovies, small fish. This big, maybe this big. That's it. That's the key. And 3 ounces, 2 to 3 ounces, up to 3 times per week. Now that was the max. Now number 2, we said 2 ounces or less of meat 5 times a month. Those are the people that live the longest, okay? The longest. But you can still fall into this group if you have 2 to 3 ounces up to 3 times a week. Number 4, dairy. Boo. They reduce their dairy and they substitute cows for smaller animals. Are we seeing a pattern here? Smaller animals? Okay. Substitute cow's milk for goat's milk, sheep's milk, usually consumed not as like go grab a cup of milk and drink it, but usually consumed as a fermented food. And we'll get more into that later, okay? Yogurt, sour cheese, sour milk, okay? Fermented milk products, usually consumed as that. Number 5, they eat eggs, but only 2 to 3 times per week, and always from a free-range chicken. Always from a free-range chicken. Never from a pasteurized farm from who knows where, but always free-range chickens, eggs that can survive on a countertop, right? The reason why here in America we put our eggs in the fridge is because our eggs are pasteurized. So after pasteurization, they have to be refrigerated, okay? You'll notice if you go to Costa Rica, if you go to Panama, if you go to a lot of countries, eggs are never found in a fridge. Number 6, beans, baby. It's the beans. Beans reign supreme. not meats, okay? Beans such as black beans, lentils, garbanzos, soybeans. People in blue zones eat 4 times the amount of beans that the average American does, okay? That's about half a cup of beans per day. Nutrients in the beans. Beans are actually some of the most nutritious foods on earth. Beans. And they're inexpensive and readily available, which I love, okay? Number 7, sugar. Boo! Chill on the sugar in the blue zones. They not about that life, okay? Maximum of 7 teaspoons per day with sugar. You know how much that is? That's only about 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons. That's like little bit of sugar. They intentionally save their sweets like cookies and candies for special occasions. And they avoid any products that have sugar among the first 5 ingredients, okay? So here's a challenge for you. Here's a challenge. The challenge is go in your pantry right now. Go in your pantry. Pause this video. Go in your pantry and look at the ingredients that you have in there. Look at the foods in there. Is sugar amongst the first 5 ingredients? If so, throw it in the trash can. Love you. Throw it away. Okay? Number 7. They eat more nuts. About 2 handfuls of nuts per day. Nuts like pistachios, almonds, Brazil nuts, cashews, walnuts, peanuts. Okay? 2 handfuls per day. The best snack ever. If you're allergic to nuts, we can overcome this. Modern science has made it so that you can go through treatment to overcome your nut allergy, which is awesome. Awesome, okay? Next. Number 8, breads. Let's talk about the breads, okay? In the blue zone, breads are almost always whole wheat and sourdough, fermented food. Okay? Sourdough contains healthy bacteria known as lactobacilli, which helps digest the starches and gluten while making the bread rise. This process creates an acid which gives sourdough its name and its taste. The result is a bread with less gluten, so it's way easier to digest, right? And it has a longer shelf life. Number 10, they focus on whole foods made from single ingredients that are either raw, cooked, ground, or fermented, that are not highly processed and have no preservatives. Full ingredient list is about 6 or so ingredients, maximum 10. So again, challenge, go in your pantry. Everything in there that has more than 6 ingredients, throw it in the trash. It's trash. It's not good for you. Love you. Throw it away. Okay? Number 11, I think, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Hydration. Hydration is king. Right? Hydration. Only drinking, in these blue zones, only drinking coffee, tea, water, and wine. That's all they drink. Listen, that's all they drink. Coffee, tea, water, wine. And wine is 1 to 3 small glasses, not You see how we have those big old goblets over here in the United States? No, 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 no. Not that. Okay. 1 to 3 small glasses of wine per day with a meal, and key, socially with others. Okay. That social piece, we're missing that today in modern history, right? We have a mental health crisis going on. We have people that are consistently depressed, okay? A lot of this has to do with the fact that we're not in community with others. We're alone, okay? When you decide to have wine, this should be a social activity around friends, okay? And lastly, number 12, and I've kind of alluded this, but I just want to hone it in here for number 12. Meat and sugar are celebratory foods, eaten rarely, sparingly, okay? If you want to have a roast for Christmas, if you want to have a roast for birthday, celebrations a few times a year, that's wonderful. If you want to have a cake, pie, this or that, for someone's birthday, celebration, here or there, a feast, a bountiful moment, we're celebrating something, that's fine. The problem with the meat that's not only destroying your body, but destroying the planet, is that we have this idea that we're supposed to be eating meat every day, every single sitting, and we're supposed to have sugar whenever we want. No, meat and sugar are to be eating sparingly during celebrations. All right. Okay. So let's talk about this book. I thought this was a great read. Really, really great book. The recipes are powerful, strong, and what I love is that they're simple. Like, don't overcomplicate your life. You know what I mean? Like, make things for you as easy as possible. Simple recipes, 5 ingredients. That's it. That's the key. Simple. Okay? So, the Blue Zone recipe book. These recipes take less than an hour to prepare, usually about 30 to 45 minutes. Plus, the ingredients are cheap. This is basic, simple food. That's the key. I hear a lot from people, oh, it's too expensive, I can't, blah, 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 blah. Don't let that noise out there confuse you. Do not be confused. Eating healthy, being healthy is a simple process, okay? They use the same, number 2, they use the same 20 or so ingredients, used in different ways, different styles, okay? Now, you would say, that's boring. Maybe you would say, that's boring. But these simple recipes and simple ingredients prevent you from overeating, and they keep your immune system strong. Your body loves habit, loves to know what's happening next. If your inventory pantry has 20 to 30 ingredients and that's all you eat, your body is a happy body. Why? Because all you're eating is vegetables, right? We talked about it. Vegetables, whole grains, sweet potatoes, beans, nuts, fruits. That's it. That's 6 things I just mentioned. That's it. That is it. Okay? Number 3, a lot of these recipes include cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower. Those are the staples in your veggie kitchen. Brussels sprout, put that on there. That's in that same family. Every day, they're eating these food groups in different ways. Every day, same foods, right? Beans are the stars, not the meats, right? Different types of beans. If you're under the sound of my voice, if you have the technology to watch this and to be online and be on YouTube, You're lucky. You're lucky. That means that you probably have access to a lot of food. You could eat a different grain every day. You could eat a different bean every day. That's the beauty of modern times, right? You could have grains from Africa, grains from Asia, grains from India, right? So have fun in your kitchen. Just because you're eating 6 different food groups and those are the only food groups that you're eating does not mean that your diet needs to be boring. Have fun with this. Okay? These recipes, a lot of them, they finish the food with olive oil. Very popular in the Mediterranean. And when I say finish the food, I mean that they're not cooking necessarily with the olive oil. They drizzle raw, fresh olive oil right onto the food. Number 6, heavy use of fresh herbs and spices from the garden. Natural healing, love it. It all comes from the herbs and the spices. And when these are grown in your garden with the love that you give them, and then you go out there and you pick it fresh and put it in your food becomes medicine. Okay, number 7, fiber is king, not protein. Fiber is king. I'm gonna hone in on this one because here in the United States, it's like, oh, if one more person tells me I need protein, I don't understand how people in America use the bathroom. How do you guys poop? How are you guys pooping? You guys eat so much meat, and not enough protein, not enough fiber, okay? Fiber is king to the gut microbiome. Grains, greens, nuts, beans, complex carbohydrates. They contain the vitamins and minerals that help you maintain a healthy gut. All right? Number 8, enjoy your meals around people in community with a glass of red wine. The wine polyphenols help to metabolize food in the gut. This can help lower your inflammation and reduce the risk of leaky gut. Number 9, when you sit down with your family and friends to eat with a glass of wine, be mindful. Take a moment to bless the food and to give thanks for the food that you're about to receive. This is popular in the blue zones, okay? Bless it. Take a moment with it. If you're not religious, that's fine. Take a deep breath. Put your hands over your food. Bless it. Thank whatever it is that you believe in for providing you this meal. As you know, a lot of people don't have and won't have a meal today. 10, intermittent fasting. You guys know we love intermittent fasting here on Holistic Chefs, right? It's one of the things I teach you in the wellness program for weight loss. No surprise that in the blue zones, they intermittent fast. Now, they don't call it that. That's a new term. But the truth is that most of them only have an 8-hour eating window, okay? If you want to learn more about eating and eating windows, go ahead, click back to the intermittent fasting videos that you can find here on this channel, okay? They focus on eating all of their calories within an 8-hour window, 16 hours of fasting. That means you eat from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., right? During masculine time. And during feminine time, from 8 p.m. all the way to 11 a.m. the next day, you're on a fast. Okay? Now, lastly, I want to say today that unfortunately, these blue zones over time have changed drastically, okay? This research started in 2004, so it's been over 20 years. And in those 20 years, a lot has changed. But as early as 1970s, paved roads and electricity arrived to blue zones. And with these paved roads and electricity came, you already know, the standard American diet of fast food restaurants consisting of pizzas, burgers, chips, and sodas, which pushed the flavors and textures of traditional diets away and has brought in the diseases that we have here in the United States of America and the issues that we experience from eating the standard American diet have quickly followed to these people. So, what can we do? We can apply these ancient principles to our life to eat better and to be stronger, healthier people. We can build community around us around healthy eating, and we can pass down these habits to the young, to our youth, to our students, and to others looking to live long, fruitful lives. Okay? Mwah! I love you guys. This has been another Wellness Wednesday. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section. And if you want to get in touch with me, go ahead, book a free consultation with me at holisticchefs.com so that we can get you started with healthy habits so that you can lose the weight you want to lose and live a fruitful life. Ciao. Until the next one.